Hey everybody, it's yours truly, Sprite. Welcome back to another podcast episode of mine. Today we're going to talk about wrestling. More wrestling. You can never get enough of wrestling, and you can never stop having opinions on wrestling. Wrestling will forever be a very subjective, very opinionated, very biased thing. And so we are going to talk about John Cena's retirement tour so far and his heel run. And one of the things that Vince McMahon was right about was to not make John Cena heel, right? He was a babyface. He should have stayed a babyface. That's my opinion on the whole run thus far. And it lacked, in my opinion, creativity. His heel run, it didn't seem to be what anyone wanted. And obviously, as when you're working a heel, right, when you're a heel, obviously you're doing things to make the fans boo you. But this is one of those cases where that is definitely not what anyone wanted, right? No one wanted to boo John Cena. So a lot of times, any arena he goes to, when he's making his entrance, people are cheering him on. You got kids wanting to high-five him. Almost every arena he has went to. And John Cena had to play the character of heel and not high-five kids and whatnot. And it's still so bizarre and confusing, like, why? So let's date back, right? So Elimination Chamber 2025 this year. He was going up against Cody Rhodes for the championship, and after he had defeated Cody Rhodes, he aligned himself with The Rock and Travis Scott, and he basically attacked Cody Rhodes after Cody Rhodes and John Cena did their match. The Rock came out and They did their whole thing, you know. And Travis Scott, I know he is a fan of wrestling, a fan of Mick Foley, hence the Cactus Jack. No reason to be in this picture. No reason to be in this story whatsoever. I get it. He's a fan of wrestling. That's great. But you don't put celebrities onto the main card, into the main event, I should say. Just like Jelly Roll. There's a reason why he was not main eventing WrestleMania. There's a reason why he was not in a super big storyline. There's a reason why he was just going up against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre and teamed up with Randy Orton. Something actually made sense there, right? Jelly Roll and Randy are friends, and Logan Paul comes out and says, "We don't need celebrities like you here in the WWE trying to think they can run the place." And so it just kind of makes sense from there. Travis Scott with The Rock and John Cena, what's the story behind that? You can put him in any other situation that would be fine, especially for a celebrity. I don't care if he was singing his song that was themed for Elimination Chamber. That song was overplayed, by the way, for Elimination Chamber. Almost every 5 minutes you would hear that song throughout that entire pay-per-view. It's a good song. You just don't need to play it every 5 minutes. I get it. It's a theme for the pay-per-view. But I've never seen a pay-per-view so stuffed with a certain song. Just like every 5 minutes, between matches, between promos, just between everything. Between commercials. Bean. Again, good song. But there is no reason to put Travis in that picture. And it's just... I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure it out more in the later in John Cena's retirement. I'm pretty sure it's going to continue off because The Rock, he plays part-time. He's doing all sorts of other stuff. He's more than likely acting right now. He's more than likely doing like 5 projects all at once. So he is not focusing on the WWE only when he can, right? So there's a reason why he's a part-time, and it's bizarre because people assume that The Rock throughout this year would align himself with John Cena, and everywhere they go they be together, right? No, not the case. And there's no clear picture, no clear image, and that's probably why John Cena is a face again. I don't know. So, and we've only seen Travis Scott one time after that at WrestleMania when John Cena had defeated Cody Rhodes once again, and Travis Scott made his whole entrance and kind of disrupted the match, therefore helping John Cena win against Cody Rhodes. That's fine, it's dandy, it's whatever. They are aligned with each other now, right? It makes sense for them to be aligned if you're going to do something from the beginning. It's still confusing, and then we don't get anything after that, right? So, what are we doing? What's this heel run? Because every show that John Cena goes to, he's alone, and then he basically tells everyone that he feels betrayed by the fans in a sense. Everyone's fake or whatever, and it's just nothing is really strong going on in this heel run. Nothing really just sticks out as to why. Because again, babyface for well over 20 years, right? He is a movie actor. It's like when The Rock had returned back in the early 2000s after doing, what was it, whatever movie he did. He became a super big time celebrity. But when he came back, he tried to play a heel role. It didn't work out because all the fans wanted to do was cheer for him. So eventually he turned babyface. It just makes sense that way, right? So this is kind of almost the same situation where John Cena is now a huge megastar. He's Peacemaker. He's done multiple, countless of movies out there. And now he comes back to WWE. This is his final year, his final run, so he claims, as a wrestler. He says he's not wrestling anymore. He is simply too old. He can't keep up with it. It hurts him, so on and so forth. And, you know, it's understandable. He is 48 years old. So that's a pretty good age to retire from wrestling anyways. Any age over 45, really. Over 40. I mean, you can't get any younger. And John Cena, he's done it all. He's got nothing more to do in the WWE. And I feel like John Cena's retirement tour this year is the reason why everything in WWE had been boosted, right? Because, again, megastar, work in WWE almost every week. I can't say every week because he doesn't show up every week. He has set retirement tour dates because I think he's also doing a movie or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, so he is not as active as he used to be, you know, like 2009 or 10 and 11 and stuff like that, but it's just so interesting. Like, why did we do this heel run? Why did we go to every arena and try our best to disappoint fans, especially kids? And then suddenly he just turns face out of the blue. He just randomly comes on SmackDown with Cody Rhodes, and then it just kind of like a switch of a flip of a switch. I'm not making any sense, but you get it. A blink of an eye. Instantly, snap of a finger. He says a couple of lines, and next thing you know, he is face again. All he had to do was praise the crowd, praise the people, praise the fans, and next thing you know, he is simply a face again. Like, the past few months have been nothing. And maybe this is because we're more than halfway through the year now. It's August. So we've been 8 months through now, almost 8 months. And it's the year's coming close to an end sooner than we know it. You know, there's only 12 months of the year. We're on the 8th. So when you think about it, now you have 4 months out of the 8. We're 2/3 over with. The first 2/3 were disappointing because almost the first 1/3 before WrestleMania, John Cena was not even there. When the year kicked off, before the year kicked off, John Cena announced he was going to retire in 2025, and the first half or I'm gonna pull a Scott Steiner here. The first 1/3 of the year here, nothing, just no appearances from John Cena, and a lot of people had been disappointed from that, rightfully so. And then WrestleMania comes around, and then now he's champion, and now he has to be here, and then he does the whole heel run with the belt, and it was super bland. He had some feuds. He definitely had an interesting one with R-Truth. He had one with CM Punk. It felt a little bland. Like, it's more of a nostalgic run, right? He's facing people he has already faced. I would like to see him face people he hasn't faced. Look at the roster going on here. Cross, right? He's never won against Cross. I'm pretty sure they'd throw a banger. Book it. Do something different, all right? Let's not do these old... You can still do, like, live back in memory, but let's also see some new talent. Just go up against John Cena, Joe Hendry. Screw it. Just put someone random on there. It doesn't have to be Randy Orton. We've seen that happen how many times? Millions. And of course, during his heel run, it's always something stupid where he always wins. Like Roman Reigns, and how he always wins because someone does something stupid. And so, yeah, I don't know. Just do something different. You got so many different people in the roster now. I know I was gonna say Rey Fenix and Penta. I don't know. Even if it's mid-card guys, at least they're different and it's new. Just build your current roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all your guys, Randy Orton, CM Punk. They're also in their 40s. Who knows how long they're gonna be wrestling? We've already seen them, go with John Cena many a times. Just no reason to relive memories here. Sure, do it once here and there. I don't care. But you have an active roster full of young, hungry talent. Build someone from that. Do something with that. You can't always rely on your Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and stuff like that. Look at Kevin Owens. He's out of the picture because of his neck. So that's very unfortunate too. But I digress. Just build your young roster. That's all. They're doing a collaboration with TNA. They have NXT. And WWE is like taking over the world with a bunch of these new upcomers, right? But they're not doing anything. Like, what's the point of having all these youngsters, right? If you're not going to even push them, have a good, solid 20-minute match with John Cena. They can still lose, but at least showcase their ability, right? I don't know. It's just me. Like, I don't know. Kevin Owens made a pretty impressive start when he first popped up to the main roster as an NXT champion and challenged John Cena when he was doing his U.S. title run. That got a lot of attention, right? That was basically the start of Kevin Owens' popularity in the WWE. He was great in NXT. People who watched it loved him. People who knew him loved him. But not everyone in WWE watches NXT even to this day. So, and that's why NXT pulls low crowds, right? So pull someone from NXT. Do that. Do exactly what they did 10 years ago. What was it? That was like 2015, right? Easy. I don't know. There has to be more creativity to it. And it's been claimed that John Cena has been doing the booking himself. He's just been this was all him, right? I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't know. It could be true. But I'm pretty sure other people in the back have to play their part. But I don't know. It's just my opinion. How do you feel about this John Cena heel run? If you're watching wrestling, I don't watch WWE as much as I used to. I catch up on the highlights, though. I catch it up on Twitter. It's a 3-hour Monday Night Raw episode. I do not have time for that. I got so much other things going on in my life that I just simply don't have time to sit down and watch 3 hours of wrestling like I used to, especially now because wrestling's like every day, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like all week. And then you also have some pay-per-views during the weekend. So almost every day is wrestling. Don't have time for it all. So I catch up on Twitter or Reddit or whatever. I like to read people's opinions on it and stuff like that, and I only am able to look at it on like my little 5 minute free times that I have. So my opinion on wrestling isn't truly up there like everyone else that is able to watch the show. I'm sorry, that's my busy life for you, right? Drink water. Speaking of wrestling, this shirt that I'm wearing here is the same shirt that I wore on the January 1st, 2020 edition of AEW Dynamite when they had come over to Jacksonville and they hosted at Daly's Place. A episode that I still fondly remember, an episode I would love to go back. I can't believe that was 5 years ago. This shirt, it holds up pretty well. I am so proud. I don't know what this brand is. I'm sure if I took off my shirt and read the back of the label, I'd know what brand it is, right? But it's the one with the friggin' fish on here, the swordfish. Or at least it looks like a swordfish. But I digress. Like, I don't know. It's hard to come across clothes that last that long. If you got clothes that last for over 5 years, you've got yourself a keeper right there. This shirt is one of them. I forgot how much I paid for it back in the time. I think it was like $30-40 or something like that. Oh man, don't even get me started on the prices of shirts and stuff like that, because it is just atrocious. Very, very atrocious pricing on everything. Price gouging, inflation, everything going on in the world. And at least water is relatively cheap, right? At least you can still get that. So that's why I like to drink my water. I will say, I feel like the past few years has definitely been more into water. I mean, when I was in high school, I rejected water. I can't blame I can't what's the word? I can't explain it. That's the word I'm trying to look for. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I cannot explain why I rejected water, because when you're going through high school, you're going through all sorts of hormones and emotions and yada yada. I was a different type of cat back in the day. Now I'm an older, wiser cat. Anyways, I learn now to appreciate water. Let's just say that. And even if you are stuck and addicted to drinking other things, at least drink water once here and there too. Like, you can put water in between things, right? You don't have to just like drink water like throughout the entire day. It would be recommended if you did, but at least get yourself a nice glass of water. At least I like to give myself a drink during this podcast, because my mouth can get dry for just talking too long. I feel like it's a very good reason to have liquid near you. I think a lot of podcasters always have drinks on them though. Especially comedians. Comedians always have a bottle of water for, I feel like, that exact reason. Anyways, so far, we'll see. John Cena recently just lost his WWE title to Cody Rhodes. And so it's going to be interesting to see where that goes from here on out. Brock Lesnar returned. He is a controversial figure himself because of the current lawsuit that's happening against Vince McMahon. And Brock Lesnar is associated with that. So you got some people excited for it, and you got some people trying to cancel him on that. And I will let you be the decider on that. Because I know if I put out my opinion on that, that's when I start to lose, viewers and interest and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's interesting. So they said that Brock Lesnar was cleared by WWE legal. They see nothing that could go wrong, so they allowed him to return. And I just thought that was interesting, because typically when WWE is under like a current lawsuit or something like that, they normally just try to sweep it under the rug and like just make things non-existent, like Vince McMahon. Like as soon as that lawsuit went out, Vince McMahon steps down. Next thing you know, he is never mentioned ever again, and that's just kind of erased people like that, right? The man who has built WWE to the where it's at, the man who's controlled it for decades and influenced a lot of wrestlers and people, is suddenly just like swept under the rug. And I mean, you kind of deserve it if you're found guilty, right? So WWE is typically good about that. That's why it's a little interesting to see Brock Lesnar making a return before the lawsuit has been, settled. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see what all they do. It'll be interesting for sure, because I think if this is true that John Cena is booking his own stories, I believe it is originally planned that he wanted Brock Lesnar to be there. At least that's what the dirt sheets are saying. You can't always trust dirt sheets. For example, just the other week, right? There was rumors going on around IWC on Twitter and Reddit and whatnot, and all sorts of dirt sheets ate it up where, for whatever reason, someone had put it out there. I think it was Eric Gold on Twitter. Don't quote me on that, though, but that guy kind of makes a lot of false rumors on there, just for whatever reason. Anyways, I think it's just for engagement. So apparently MVP and Speedball, I guess, had some sort of confrontation and things got heated in the backstage area. This turned out to be false, by the way, because they quickly disproved it by making a skit together on the internet for that exact purpose. And I liked it. Everyone liked it. And it's pretty good to see wrestlers just kind of come up together and like say, hey, this is totally false. Let's do something about it. I encourage that 100%. And, there's been false rumors that like MVP has been being, rubbing people the wrong way in backstage. Sure. So that got disproven very quickly. So it's why you can't always trust everything on the internet. It's why you can't always just read what you see and believe it. So so never believe a story until you know it comes from the people that are involved. And I don't know. Two different point of views make it more difficult, though. Just like the Elite and CM Punk, you got two different point of views going on here, and you don't know who to believe because no one was there. There's no cameras. There's no recordings. There's nothing, no evidence of either two statements to back each other up. So that's very subjective right there on who you want to believe is correct. I don't know. I'm just glad that's over with. Anyways, this has been fun talking about John Cena's heel run, even though I don't watch WWE. But no, seriously, I do want to know what people think about his run thus far. Is it good? Is it bad? Do you care? Do you not care? I don't care. I mean, if it's his retirement tour, he does whatever he wants to do. I feel like he just should have stayed face, but it's whatever. Anyways, so if your birthday is today on August 15th, well, happy birthday to you, first of all. And you have a better luck of sharing a birthday with celebrities than the people from the last podcast episode on August, 8th? Yes, August 8th. When I did that recording last week and I looked up celebrity birthdays, I had no idea who anyone was. No one looked familiar. Oopsie. I'm sure you could Google August 8th celebrity birthdays yourself, and I don't know, you may recognize people, you may not. I certainly did not recognize anyone. But today's your lucky day, because I do recognize some of these people in August 15th. So, you share a birthday with Ben Affleck, Joe Jonas, Chief Keef, Princess Anne. Who else? I saw Jennifer Lawrence. You share a birthday with Jennifer Lawrence. And there's a bunch of other celebrities on here that look famous. I just don't know them personally or care for them. It's always interesting because a lot of times I'll click on a person's name. Like, let's look at Deborah Messing. I don't know who you are. Sometimes I'll just click on a random person and it'll show their information, like what they've done. And it's like, I recognize you now. But I don't know who this Deborah Messing is. Wikipedia. Whoa. Alright, so what did you do in life? She starred in the television series Ned and Stacy on Fox from 95 to 97 and Prey on ABC in 98. She achieved her breakthrough role as Grace Adler in interior design on NBC sitcom Will and Grace from 98 to 2006 and recently 2017 to 2020, for which she received 7 Golden Globe Award nominations and 5 Primetime Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress. I've never seen any of these shows, so I wouldn't know her. Is she in any movies? I think that's a good question. Filmography, she is. Nothing that I can recognize. Nope. A Walk in the Clouds, Celebrity, Hollywood Ending, Garfield. There we go. She played as Irene in the 2004 Garfield. Huh? That's interesting. Well, that's one movie I recognize. It was just kind of sad that that's where my head lies at, that I don't have any context for anything other than Garfield right here. Oh well. Deborah Messing as our Irene, Garfield's love interest. Irene is a female pink-furred cat with thick eyelashes, large lips, oh my goodness, and a gap between her 2 front teeth, a short-haired, pinkish, white Turkish Angora. In the comments in most animated media, and a Russian blue cat in the live-action movies. She is Garfield's main love interest and his official girlfriend since 1980. Okay, so she played as Garfield's essentially girlfriend in the hit 2004 movie. That's interesting. Anyways, if you happen to want to celebrate August 15th accordingly, by the way, let me tell you how. It is National Relaxation Day. So if you're just already laying down, if you're already just sitting down, if you're already just relaxing in any way that you best fit comfort, you're already celebrating today correctly, my friends. Just like how I'm just sitting here talking, relaxing, drinking water. This is a perfect prime example for National Relaxation Day. And sometimes you just need to spoil yourself. Not every time you're off, but when you have a day off, give yourself a relaxing day. I think that's super important too to know, is that I'm a person that works almost every day. I do things every day. It is very important to give yourself a break and relax. I think you need to reward yourself because your body can't take it all. It can't. You can feel like you can be indestructible, but your body will show its signs that you need to just relax. So give yourself a day once in a while to just relax. Don't do anything. Don't worry about your lawn. Don't worry about cleaning this or that. Like, you can prepare for a relaxing day too as well. Like, you can, if you have a weekend off, freaking Saturday clean, do whatever you need to do. Sunday, just nothing, right? I mean, that's kind of the basis of the weekend, is to just relax and recover from work. But if you're one of those guys like me that just does things, give yourself a break once in a while. Very important to know. I mean, if you're like super young, like in your early 20s, I mean, you still need to relax once in a while, but not as much, because you're super young and you can feel like you do anything you want. I don't know, but that's just my recommendation. Just give yourself a nice, relaxing day. Anyways, that is my podcast episode. So, give me your opinions on John Cena if you have any. I would love to hear about it. What you think about the run so far? What you think about the heel run? Pointless? Do you think this year has been kind of a wasteful retirement year? Me personally, the Sting retirement, nothing can beat that one. In my opinion, my honest opinion is that like AEW did a fantastic job with Sting's retirement, and so far, I don't think John Cena has topped that or is close to it yet. I can be wrong. We'll see how the next few months go. He could make a better story, and it could maybe top Sting's retirement. But so far, Sting's retirement is 10 out of 10. Like, that is exactly how a wrestler should retire if they're going to do any sort of tour, if they're going to make any sort of announcement. That's how you do it. So, like, comment, rate, subscribe. Do whatever you do. I will see you guys next week. And for now, go to bed.